So we've got our drop box here, and then we also have the signage that's required at all in-person polling places, that if someone with a disability would like some assistance and be greeted at the curb, that they have instructions about how to do that. Because we have an in-person polling place, and you'll see someone's probably dropping off their ballot right now. Yeah. So we've been operating as an in-person polling place since Monday, October 7th, 29 days before the election. And then, so people can vote in person, they can check in here. If they want to vote, when people are voting here, and there is someone voting in person right now, using our ballot marking device. So once that happens, then they will securely put their ballots into this green box. So there's two different ways that our vote by mail ballots come to us. We go to the post office every day and we pick those up that come in through the U.S. Postal Service. And we also have teams of 2 drivers that go and pick up ballots from our 43 secure drop boxes around the county. Then we do a first scan pass, it's called, through our sorter. And what the sorter's job at that point is to take a picture of the back of the envelope, which has the voter's signature. We use this machine to open the envelopes. So what happens is we have all the ballots pass through our sorter that takes an image of the back of the envelope. And what we use that for is signature verification. So our staff can compare the image of the envelope taken by the sorter with what exists in our voter database from the registration forms. Most often those come from the DMV. I always tell people the way to make things work is match your signature from your driver's license on the back of the envelope when you vote. You know, the most common reason for someone to have their vote not pass signature verification is if they forget to sign it. Right now, of the 206,000 ballots that we've received thus far, of the ones that we've been able to check, there's been about 1,500 letters that have been sent out for either a mismatch or a missing signature. And the word for that is to cure the signature. And voters have until December 1st to cure their signature with us. And then once the signatures are confirmed, we go on to the next step.
So this is our NorCal facility up here on the right, and we're actually only using half of it because it's a giant sporting court.
The ballots move on to what's called extraction. And that means that we have stipend workers reaching in, pulling the ballots out, and stacking them and flattening them. Just to give you a sense of how we have to scale up, we have 28 full-time elections workers. As of tomorrow, we will have onboarded an additional 89 temporary workers, and altogether we'll have 1,200 additional poll workers for the 146 polling places on election day. It's also a really important part of the process. You'll see that we have holes in the envelopes of our ballots, and the reason we do that is it's our way of making sure that all the ballots get emptied, that there's no ballots left in the envelopes that come to us. And so at that point, the ballots are flattened and prepared for tabulation. Those batched boxes are then transported into our tally room where we have our scanners for our Dominion voting systems tallying equipment. And they are running the ballots to really count the vote. We here started last Thursday, the 23rd, beginning that tabulation, but we won't run a report of the results until the polls close at 8 o'clock on election day. All 58 counties will be certifying the election on the same day, December 3rd. We report our results to the Secretary of State. Dr. Shirley Weber, our Secretary of State, is responsible for reporting what California's results are. Then the ballots are stored. And under federal law, we keep them for 22 months. So there's a process that our election operations team goes through about what's kept here, what's moved off site. We won't move anything off site until this election gets certified on December 3rd. We're making sure that all the pieces, our physical location here, our depots that are out in the community, that we have a law enforcement presence on election day. We have really good procedures and policies in place. I guess I'm most worried that, people will miss the opportunity to have their voice heard. And so I want to make sure everybody votes.